So hello everyone, I'm Alexandre, and today, sorry, and today we are going to talk about the WEkEO data viewer. I will show you the data you're interested in. I will show you how to visualize and download it, and we will also go through the interface and the tools so you can get more comfortable using the platform. So let's meet on the WEkEO homepage that you can find at the URL wekeo.copernicus.eu. Please note that you can change the language at the top right from English to your language if you want. And now let me show you how to create your WEkEO account. So you can click on the sign in button. From there, if you have an account, you can sign in. But if you have not, you can create an account here. Then you just have to fill in the form. This is totally free. And this allows you to download the WEkEO data and also access all our tools. Once you sign in, you will receive a verification email to activate your account. And once it's done, you can sign in with your credentials. So let me sign in. When it's done, you will meet this new interface, which is your dashboard, My WEkEO. From there, you have access to the WEkEO tools. The first one, the data viewer that we will see today. You can quickly access your favorite viewer presets, which you can create directly in the viewer. Then you have the data catalog with all the WEkEO datasets. And you can add favorite dataset that you can find here on your dashboard. And then there is the WEkEO workspace, which provides you with a private Jupyter Hub environment. It comes with pre-installed environment for Python, R, and Julia. There is many useful libraries that are already included, such as the HDI API client to download your WEkEO data, but as well as libraries to manipulate and analyze your data. And the WEkEO drive to share and to save your data. You have up to 8 GB of data. So let's meet the data viewer by clicking on the Go button. Here we have the Light Data Viewer, which has been recently introduced on the WEkEO site. His aim is to be used by beginners to start explore data. If it's the first time you meet this page, a short interactive tutorial will display to guide you through the Light Viewer. It is an interactive tutorial, so you can click and interact with buttons. If you want, after this this event, you can go through this tutorial, but I will show you here the main tools we have on the Light Viewer. So let's close this tutorial. So on the left, you will meet the 5 Copernicus services. The first one, the Copernicus Marine. And for each of them, you will have their main products. So for marine, the temperature, but also velocity, ice, and biomass. For Copernicus Land, you have the tree cover and many more. For Copernicus Atmosphere, the ozone. For Copernicus Climate Change, the wind speed. And for Sentinel data, you have, for example, the normalized difference vegetation index. At the top of the page, you have the variable seawater potential temperature with its unit, degrees, the date at which data is displayed on the map. You can zoom in and zoom out on the map with your mouse scroll, but if you are on a laptop, you can use the trackpad to slide your 2 fingers up and down, so you can zoom in and zoom out on the viewer. Same on the time bar, you can change the date to display data, for example, in start of 2025. The data will be updated on the viewer, and you can also zoom in and zoom out on the time bar to choose more precisely your date. Depending on the data, you will have a depth scale to display data at a specific depth. So data will be updated like this. So it's not available on all datasets, but but on temperature it's available. And on the right, you have the color bar. You can access settings like the opacity to change the opacity of the data display. You can change the color of the data to have something more pertinent. And you can change the min and max value if you want, for example, to focus on a higher temperature, like this. Then on the left, you have the settings button to change the settings of the viewer. So for example, you can show or not the base map, show or not the coastline and reference features. And if you want, you can change units, for example, the length from kilometers to miles, and same for the area. And then you have the credits. So that's it for the live viewer. Let's go now at the top right to the expert data viewer. And this is here that we have a viewer that is aimed to not expert, but this is where we have all the tools and where you can download and subset your data as you want. So if it's the first time you meet this page, you will have two layers displayed by default, the normalized difference vegetation index and the seawater salinity. So if you want to add a layer, you need to click on the plus button next to a layer, like so. Here we have the WEkEO catalog. So on the right, you have all the WEkEO dataset available, more than 400. You have their name, the name of the dataset, a thumbnail that show you how the data will look like once you view it on the viewer or download it. Then you have the temporal extent and the quick description. You have this eye icon that indicate that this data is not viewable, but it is still subsitable and downloadable. But for those who can be viewable, you will see how many layers can be viewable on the viewer. And then you have the star icon to add a dataset to your favorites. And you will be able to see it in the filters. Here, favorites, you will find your favorites dataset. You have a free text search bar to find a dataset with some keywords. And then you have many filters like the Copernicus service, the platform, the area, and the tags, many tags. So for today, we will choose a Copernicus marine dataset with the tag ice. And we will choose this one, the Arctic Ocean high resolution sea ice concentration and sea ice type. You can see that this dataset is viewable on the map. There is 5 layers available. And we click on details. From there, you access the page of the dataset with the title of the dataset, the abstract that indicates what this dataset contains. And for some dataset, you will have a link to get more information about this dataset. Then you have the thumbnail on the left, the temporal extent, the latitude and longitude extent, and information like the dataset ID. We often use the dataset ID to really know which dataset we are talking about. For example, if you want to talk to us, the wiki user support, and share which dataset ID you are talking about, we recommend you to share this dataset ID. Then you have the Copernicus service, the area, the tags, and the metadata. For those who are interested, there is the WMS, WMTS links that you can find on this button. These links allow you to integrate the dataset into external GIS tools like QGIS. So you can copy paste the link right here. And for today, we will add this dataset to the map and choose the layer Sea Ice Area Fraction. And we will click on Add to Map. When it's done, you can see that the layer has been added. This is the one at the top. There is this eye icon to hide a layer on the viewer. So I will only display the one that we want. So there is here the name of the layer, the date at which we display the data on the map. So as in the light viewer, you can change the date at the bottom. You can see that the date has changed. Then you have the area, the color bar. We will talk about this button just after. At the bottom right, you have many tools like the button to change the projection from polar north to polar south. So for today, we choose the polar north projection to better see our layer. Then you have the point tool um, to display the coordinate of the selected point and open a panel showing time series graphs of the available data at that location. It's a useful way to explore how the value evolve over time for a specific point on the map. And this feature is not available for all datasets, and we explain the details of this tool and of which dataset have this feature in our article Introduction to the Expert Data Viewer. Quick tip, you can exit the tool by clicking on Escape on your keyboard. Yeah, I have my Zoom things. Then you have the measure tool to calculate the distance between 2 points that you drew on the map. So here we have this distance between the points. Then you have one important tool, the set AOI, so area of interest, to draw a bounding box on the map. So here I draw a bounding box near the Greenland. And this is very useful to use this tool because this will allow you to subset your data to this bounding box. We have a tool that allows to copy the AOI from the map to add it in your parameters of your subset. So I keep this bounding box. We will use it just after. Then you have the button to talk with us. So here, if you click on it, you will meet the widget chat where you can talk to Neo, our AI agent. But I invite you to first navigate through the home page where you can search and browse our articles. So we have many information that I think you will need. And I invite you to browse it before you talk to our AI agent. But if you still need the need, you can talk to it. And if you still don't have your answer, or if you want to talk with a human, you can ask him to talk to a human, and we will be in contact with one of our support. Then there is the setting button to, like in the live viewer, show or not the base map, the coastline line and reference features, the units and the credits. And the button to save the preset, as I show you in the dashboard, you can save presets to, for example, if you want to go back on the viewer with all your tools like this bounding box draw, etc. You can save the preset and find it later on your dashboard. And so let's go talk about these buttons. So the first one is subset and download button that I will show you just after. Then the information button to meet the page we see before about information about the dataset. The layer button to change which layer we want to display on the map. And the setting button to change the opacity. It is useful if you want to compare two datasets at once. So you can lower the opacity. Then you can change the color map and as well as the min and max values you want to display on the map. And the bin icon to remove a layer from the viewer. And now let's click on subset and download. So you will need to be logged in to access this button. But when it's done, you can enter the parameters you want. So the first one is the bounding box. So as I said, you can copy the AOI from the map, the bounding box we draw, but you can also enter the decimal degrees of your area manually. in these 4 fields. So today we will copy the area we draw. Then there is the variable parameter. So as you can see, there is a red asterisk that indicates that this parameter is mandatory. So you will need to enter a variable to access the request data button. And then you have the start and end date. So you can choose the date via the calendar, but you can also copy from layer the date. So for example, if I choose a date yearly 2024, I can copy from the mat this date like this. And same for the end date, I can copy it like this. All these parameters are not the same depending on the dataset. So same for mandatory parameters. If I show you for the normalized difference vegetation index, there is many more parameters, but none of them are mandatory. So we have often the case of users that fill all the parameters and find finally no results. So I invite you to set. Sorry, I have been logged out. Let me log in again. I invite you to set the less parameter you can, and then go deeply into parameters to filter the results. So you will not meet no results for your first request if you fill in all the parameters. Let me just put the parameters I set earlier, sorry. And then once your parameters are filled in, you can agree the Copernicus Marine Service product license. You can read the license here. And if you have, you still have problems or questions, you can visit our Help Center. This will open our article about the WEkEO viewer at the step we are, so the substantive parameters. So you will find all the steps I described and then the one I will describe later. And then you have 2 buttons. The first one is the show API request. So this is the API request where all the parameters you have filled are, so you can consult them. But the most important thing is that this API request can be used with our harmonized data access API. I invite you to browse our articles. The one we link here is to learn how to use it in Python, but we can also use it in R or with the REST API. So to use it, you will need to copy paste this query to search your data programmatically. And one important thing is that you can copy paste also this request if you have issues or question with your request. You can share it with the wiki user support, so we can reproduce your issue. So don't hesitate to copy paste this request in the chat. And then we have the request data button. So if we click on it, this will load. But when it's done, you will be redirected to the jobs tab where you can find all the jobs you have made. So the first one is the one we have made now, the CI side reflection. You can see the date at which you have made it. The status here is completed, but if you have, for example, a larger query, maybe this will run for seconds or minutes, but once it's completed, you will have access to the results. You have the button to show the API request. Now this is useful if you don't remember what parameters you have put for this job. You can find it and remember what the parameters you have made. And then with the green dot, you can see that this is the new results you have request. So if you click on it, you can see that there is one result, one of one results. You have the name of the file, the date at which we request data. So This is a time range, and for Copernicus Marine, the results are in one file. So this is the start date. You have the size of the file, and you have the order button to order your data. The data will be in NetCDF as it is a Copernicus Marine dataset, but we have a dedicated article that explain in which format the files will be depending on the provider. So I invite you to browse our Help Center. And if we click on order, we will order this result. This can take seconds, maybe minutes, depending on the size of the file. And once it's done, you will be able to download it locally on your computer. While it's running, you have this bin icon to remove the job from your jobs tab if you don't want anymore. And here we have the download icon. So if I click on it, you will be able to download it locally on your computer. Then I want to explain that if you have many results on the viewer, sometimes if you have a larger area and depending on the provider, you can have many results, more than 100 or can be more. I invite you to try to use our HDI API client. I recommend to use it in Python. This allows you to copy paste your query and download all the results at once with one command line. We describe all the steps in our article, the one I'll show you here, HDI documentation, how to use the HDI API in Python. So this is a way to facilitate the download of more than 100 results. And that's it. If you have a question after this event, don't hesitate to chat with us with the widget chat. And for today, if you have a question, I will be glad to answer. Thank you for your attention.
Thanks a lot, Alexandre, for the presentation. Sorry about the timer sound.
Yeah.
Okay, so for now, we just have one question. I think it's a question that we have almost all the time. So is it possible to download data products in other projections?
Yeah, the projection doesn't impact the download. It's just for visual. Maybe I don't understand the question.
Yeah, but I think can we download? It's just about the downloading, I think.
Yeah. Once you have downloaded your data, you can project it in the way you want, depending on the tools you use. But maybe I misunderstand the projection term. But don't hesitate to, yeah.
Yeah, maybe to change the coordinate, like to have polar coordinates or something like that. I'm not sure, but yeah. I think with EO Canvas you can change the projections of your data, maybe, but I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Not sure
exactly.
too.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I don't think we can wait a little bit to see if we have more questions coming. Oh, yeah, okay, we have one. Oh, thanks. So in the presentation, the oldest date is 2021. Does WEkEO have access to older data? For example, the visualization of old data?
Yeah, sure. The one and I show you maybe indicate this date, but we have many datasets as I show you on the WEkEO catalog. And on the left, you have filters, and you can filter the date. If I don't, yeah, you can change if you want something more old. I invite you to browse our catalog, and depending on the data you want, you may find a dataset with a older date.
Thanks a lot. So this one, I think you show how to do it. How can we make a bounding box around the North Pole? I don't think you are limited by the size of the box you want to draw on the map, no?
Yeah,
Except
no.
maybe the size to download later, but
Yeah, I try to draw. Yeah, it's a bit tricky at the North Pole because it creates a cycle around the North Pole. But yeah, I try it in direct, but yeah, you can create a bounding box around the North Pole.
okay, so this one about data access. How can we access ERS 1 and 2 and NVSAT data via the viewer?
Sorry, I'm not familiar with this
Yeah,
data set, but
um,
yeah, you have
it's
the search
it's
bar.
satellite data. I
Okay.
don't know if you have this type of satellites,
Mm,
but yeah, you can search with keyword on the
yeah,
yeah.
in the WeCat catalog and the filters on the left, you have the free text search where you can enter keywords such as
Okay.
ERS, etc.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure about this satellite mission.
Hmm.
Yeah, WEkEO doesn't have all of the data. It's
Yeah,
mainly mainly Copernicus data. We have a few external
Copernicus.
data, but yeah. Okay. So I don't see any more question coming. Yeah, so it was quite calm today. Well, thanks again, Alexandre, for the
Yeah.
presentation.